Hey everyone, it's Saul Maraney from Johannesburg, South Africa, and thank you so much for watching this special interview and the special program I've got for us today. And if you're watching it on my blog, saulmaraney.com, you'll see that I've put in a lot of effort and the whole website has been revamped, which I'm really excited about. And today I'm talking to Ron Douglas. Ron lives in New York, in Long Island, just by New York City, and Ron's a New York Times bestselling author. I met Ron when I was in San Diego, and Ron is coming out with a very exciting course that I was one of the beta testers in the early days. I saw the course develop, and now it is being offered finally to the public, which is called $5 Facebook post, $5 post. So Ron, thank you so much for coming and talking to me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me on, Saul. I appreciate you looking at the course and being one of the beta testers. That was awesome, the feedback you gave me to help improve the course.
Oh, you're welcome. And, you know, it's really important that you know, I mean, I'm sitting here in Johannesburg. We've just hit spring and my swimming pool is getting ready to be swimming, hopefully on the weekend. And my point is that I really sat, Ron, and I studied your course, and then I studied it leading up to your launch. And I went through every moment. I also had the extra material just from when we're doing it in the format of the group training, and I've really enjoyed it. And you know, it's such an important part of your course, we'll come to it in a moment, is that you said when you can control traffic, you take your destiny into your own hands. And I really love that, is that, you know, we're all on Facebook and these different advertising mediums are available, but you know, your course really shows people how to start doing effective lead generation on Facebook and using Facebook effectively. And like you say, you know, you can control your own destiny. So we'll come to your product, the $5 posts, in a moment. Just give us a bit of a background for people that haven't heard of Ron Douglas. You are a best-selling, New York Times best-selling author. You've come a long way, like in terms of being an entrepreneur. You're already so successful. Just tell us briefly who you are, if you would.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm probably more well-known and mainstream in the real world than I am in this little internet marketing community, but I've actually been doing internet marketing since 2001. You can tell by all the gray hairs up here. And, you know, I started out just like a lot of people as an affiliate promoting internet marketing related products, and that didn't work out so well. So I figured, you know, maybe I should find a niche that I could kind of dominate and sell products in. And cooking was one of my hobbies early on. So I kind of delved into the cooking niche, and I started out as a list builder. I was a person that would build lists and promote other people's websites, and I started to use those skills to promote my own websites and to build my own following. And back then we used to use Google AdWords, where you can get, you know, 10-cent clicks back then, especially for niches like cooking. So I developed this cookbook called America's Most Wanted Recipes, and I was just selling it as an ebook and eventually later on as a self-published cookbook. And it was a book that featured restaurant recipes. So that was my niche. So I kind of delved into the overall mainstream cooking market and found a niche that was in that market that appealed to people in the niche, but also had mainstream, like widespread appeal to everybody in cooking. And I gave people something different to promote rather than just regular generic cookbooks and pots and pans. I gave them these secret restaurant recipes. Copycat restaurant recipes was my thing back then, and it really blew up and ended up selling over 90,000 self-published books between the book and the ebook. And in 2008, I got a book deal with Simon & Schuster, and that book, they gave me a six-figure advance for that first book deal, and it ended up being a New York Times bestseller. And to date, I've sold over 1.4 million books. So that's 1.4 million customers that have a book with my face in it on the back of it. So it's just a crazy, surreal feeling. So, I mean, other than that, I've done a bunch of other stuff online, but I'm kind of like an email marketing lead generation specialist is where I kind of cut my teeth in internet marketing. And now I'm applying that to Facebook, because now the cheap traffic opportunity has kind of shifted after Google has raised their bid so much. Now Facebook is the kind of like the relatively new platform where you can get cheap traffic. And that's what I've kind of mastered at this point.
Excellent. Wow. So that's such an inspirational story. And you've touched the lives of so many people already, and congratulations. And guys, as you know, I was at San Diego earlier in the year, and I saw Ron there. I actually saw him speak from stage, and then I invested in his coaching program. And yes, this $5 post really is, Ron, you've come out with something that is so needed. It's so important for us to be able to know how to run traffic on Facebook. And what I love exactly what you show is that you show the real life demonstrations with your cooking books, with how you've touched all these lives. And I like exactly the way that you show it. I mean, the training starts right from the beginning. So as you refer to with the Google AdWords, there was more of keywords. This is you start right from the beginning of showing people on Facebook, and people are passionate, and you show us how to drill down into interests, because the interests are so important, and the avatars, and then to be able to have the lead magnet, and then the lead magnet has the download page, and then their cookies on, and the different conversion pixels, and you go through all of that, and it's opened my eyes up so much. And I must say, for anyone that's watching, guys, and I want to say this to you as well, which is important for me to say it, Ron, is that I think for people that read like Social Examiner and all these great blogs, those are great blogs to read, and you can get a lot of excellent ideas, but those blogs will never give you a grounding and a rooting in Facebook advertising. It doesn't give you, it's like a university. Say what we want about university, but at least it gives us like a formal education. And that's what I think that yours did. The $5 post really gave me I understand exactly how the Facebook is structured now. And I must tell you as well, I actually read the Facebook revised by, the Facebook for Dummies, and yours was actually even better than that. So I read that book. Who was the author of that? He's famous in the space.
The For Dummies book. Is that like the within the series of the For Dummies book, or is that with just?
It was the latest. It was a Facebook explained book. Like from he writes. It's not important. I'll think of his name. He's the Facebook. He writes Perry Marshall. It was Perry Marshall's book.
Okay, Perry Marshall. Yeah.
I don't think Perry Marshall will be watching this interview, but anyway, Perry, Ron's course, the $5 post, I thought was better, and I read that entire book. So, Ron, for people that invest in your course tomorrow, it's coming onto the market at $17, and then it's going to be going up. And guys, for the price $17, you're really getting, for Ron, what he would charge, I'm sure it must be around the 200s, even more per hour. It would be over the top to get this information one-on-one. So Ron, it's coming on at $17. And for anyone that invests in $5 posts, just, take us through what they're going to be learning from you. And I like to ask people, like the product creators, if one had to sit down in one day, how long would it's quite a few hours of tuition in your course, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how many hours. It was a 6-week coaching program that we had sold for $9.97, and what we did was we took the recordings from that and turned it into $5 posts, and minus the one-on-one coaching, of course. So now we don't have to charge $9.97. Now we could, release it for a much cheaper price. But thanks for what you said earlier. Perry Marshall, his book. He's a huge inspiration for me. So that's a huge compliment in itself. Somebody I respect. But $5 posts, I came up with the concept for $5 posts. When I initially started running Facebook ads, I lost a lot of money, and I was just throwing stuff out there to see what would work. And I had my targeting all wrong. I had my ads all wrong, my strategy, my funnel, everything was wrong. And I was just like throwing good money after bad. And a lot of people have to kind of go through those lumps. So I wanted people to learn from my experience. So, some people would just, blow $100 on Facebook ads and be like, well, I tried that. It didn't work for me. But the thing is, if you know how to do it right, you can't dismiss Facebook, because there's over 1 billion people on Facebook. So that your customers are on there too. So it's just a matter of targeting in and finding your customers and kind of searching through, excluding all the people who are not your customers, who are not interested in your product, and just focusing in on the people who have the greatest chance of buying your product. And that's how you save a lot of money on ads. So I taught people in my course, I teach people how to do that, how to target, how to find groups and find pages to target, to run ads to, that are really within your customer avatar that your customers are likely to be interested in, and how to run ads so that the people that click those ads have some interest, and then how to retarget those people to get them back to your site. And it's a whole big course and a whole process, but to summarize it, it's just finding these interests, finding these pages to target, testing them out with these little $5 ads until you find the ones that are converting, and then scaling up those particular interests. So maybe if you're in the golf market, for instance, and you target, Tiger Woods, you might find that most of the people that like Tiger Woods aren't people that will buy a golf product, right? They're just people who are fans of Tiger Woods. So those are the people you want to exclude, right? You want to target the hardcore buyers. So you might want to target people that like Callaway Golf, right? The golf clubs, or people who like some type of page related to golf instructions, like Golf University or something like that. Those are the people you want rather target than rather the pages that everybody is already targeting. So if you can drill down to that level, test it out, find the interests. When I say interest, I mean the pages to run ads to that are doing well for you, and then scale those out, you could be much better off and save a lot of money that way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so exciting because, as we know, Facebook is so meticulous and they're clever, and that's, as you continuously stress, is that we've got like the best platform now ever in mankind history of advertising to play on, and it's very, very viable, even for $5, which is maintainable, and we reinvest the money. And you gave some really great tips, like one of the things was with these ads, as you say, is that you let them run for like 5 days, and then you let it expire, and then you duplicate the ad, and then, see what's working, and maybe create a similar ad, and then maybe looking at scaling it. But if one doesn't know, for example, to let it expire and then to duplicate the ad, then Facebook gives you crooked data, as you said, and that's like it's a fundamental of advertising on this medium. And if one doesn't know that, then you're also going to get skewed information from Facebook. And you touched on the video ads, which are awesome, and the retargeting and those pixels. So, as what I think what you delivered, and as I say, when I saw you talking in Marketing Mayhem, and just from I saw that immediately that you've given me a very solid basis. And I'm glad to say, guys, is that I've been through Ron's course, and I was on his training course, and I've been through now this course again. And I'm confident to say, Ron, is that I'm in a completely different place to where I was before. I know that, by practicing this and getting more and more knowledgeable, I'm going to be able to control my own traffic, as you say, and that's so much more important than having a launch or depending on affiliates, because if we have got the Facebook thing down packed, then we can control our own destiny, and we don't need to be up and down like most marketers are. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. Most marketers out there doing launches are really heavily dependent on, well, first of all, that product being a hit, right? People wanting that product. So you got to keep putting out one product after the next, and that product has to be something that people want. And also you're dependent on other people promoting that product. So once you can take your own destiny into your own hands, as you say, and be able to put stuff out and promote it yourself and get traffic to it and build your following, build your audience yourself, then you're less reliant on these joint venture partners. And then what you'll find is they're going to be much more willing to promote for you, because you already have your own following, your own list, and people tend to want to work with you when you don't need them that much more. It's just like psychology, right? People are interested in the person that doesn't need them as much. But if you're coming to them all the time, seeming like you're desperate for them to promote your stuff, then they're not going to be willing to promote it. So it works hand in hand both ways. But there's so much traffic out there, and it's when you're in a launch game, and I'm doing a launch, but I also do my own niche offers and my own traffic generation. But with this launch, you'll find that you'll get the same customers over and over again. It's probably a group of like 100,000 customers on everybody's list that buy over and over again. But when you can do paid traffic, you tap into a whole additional group of potential customers, which gives you a chance to expand your business and expand your customer base rather than just the same people buying over and over again.
I agree. I mean, look, I'm a big student of Dan Kennedy, and I'm sure you know Dan Kennedy and Joe Polish and these guys, and they say, firstly, you must never ever outsource your marketing. Like, obviously, you can use an outsourcing company, but you got to understand the Facebook ads yourself. And I think your course definitely delivers on that. As I said, with even Perry Marshall, I mean, that course, it was a book, but yours was, I preferred the video, and I mean, I actually got more out of your course, so one can walk away knowing that you definitely understand Facebook advertising and you can make money. And yes, I mean, I think it's actually not that scary as people make it out to be, but you definitely explained it great. So, Ron, congratulations. Thank you for giving me the time to speak to you. I really do appreciate it. I wish you all the best of luck for your launch. Just to let my guys know, guys, there's 7 bonuses that you're getting from me as an extra bonus from myself. I believe in this course. I've taken it myself. I think for the price, $17, it's coming on at, you should grab it as soon as you can. I mean, these are videos, and I paid that tuition to get into Ron's coaching, and I got so much out of it. Ron, I want to ask you another last question. You are at the top level of market. I mean, you're friends with Ebron Rose and all the big guys and the top of JV Zoo. And I'm trying to merge into in the middle. I'm in the middle, trying to get slightly above it so I can start seeing a bit of light. What do you think differentiates the guys at your level, at the top marketers, to the guys that just remain average each year?
That's a good question. I mean, I've just been doing it so long, man. I started in 2001, like well before Brian Rose and a lot of those guys ever even thought about internet marketing. But yeah, he's a good buddy of mine, and I've just been in the game so long. I think one of the main things is just, establish yourself as an expert, produce content demonstrating your expertise, and then go to events and talk to people. Get a brand for yourself that people recognize, and then when you talk to people at these events, they'll recognize that brand. They've seen your content, and then they'll accept you as one of their peers. And then, like you're doing now, do interviews with people, like position yourself alongside some of the top people. And if that's your goal to, propel yourself to their level, then that's a good plan to start. And be prolific. Be prolific with content creation. Be prolific with product creation. And just be always putting your stuff out, and before you know it, you'll be up there as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What I'm doing now is, as you know, I've had 6 WSO awards of the day, and they've been great. That was my first year. Now I'm into my second year. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking one of my best-selling ones, and then I'm actually offering it as a lead magnet using the $5 per day posts strategy on Facebook. So it's quite a nice lead magnet to give something that's selling away for every day. And then I've got my follow-up series, and even you show guys how to track and how to have a tracking code in each email, so we can even change it up. And I think that a lot of people, including myself, up to now, haven't had a real solid funnel, and it's so important to have this funnel in place. And thank you for your time. I mean, it really is an honor. Every word that you've said, I've learned from, and I've enjoyed having you on my show. And best of luck for your launch. Just tell us some quick logistics. It's coming on at $17. Is it going to be? It's going to be going up in price. Can you just tell us how you're planning on doing that, please?
Yeah. We're launching the initial front end product at $17. But it's only going to be $17 for a few days. We're just trying to get as much people in for this, few day period. It's going to go from Thursday through Sunday, and then after Sunday, the price is going up to $97 for the front end product. So, we just want to get as many front end leads as possible to kind of build a customer list, and mainly to. I'm not big in the internet marketing niche. I'm more known for like a cooking niche and for, book publishing and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to show people, what I have to offer and over deliver, like completely over deliver, so that when people buy this, they're like, well, I want to buy more of this guy's products because, whoa, he blew me away with that. So that was the goal with this, and the goal with making it so low for, only a 3 or 4 day period. But what I also want to say, going back to what you were saying, what you're about to do with your lead generation thing is, be careful, because Facebook is banning accounts. And one of the things in my course is I show you how to do it without getting your account banned. And if you have internet marketing related income claims and stuff like that, you can't run Facebook ads with it. When you run Facebook ads for internet marketing related stuff, it has to be focused on, grow your business or get more leads or get more traffic. It can't be, go from 5,000 to 10,000 a month.
They wouldn't. Would they be okay with a tagline? Just a matter of interest. While you brought up the point, they wouldn't have a problem that this ebook shows you how to rank #1 on Google, for example. They wouldn't have a problem with that, but they have a problem with income claims.
They have a problem with claims, period, I think.
Really?
You could say it's probably better to say, here's how I ranked #1 on Google, than to say, here's how you're going to rank #1 on Google. You get the subtle difference? The subtle difference, one is like a case study of how you did it. The other one is making promises that somebody else is going to do it. So one, making promises that they're going to do it, it will probably convert better, but they'll look at that as, okay, you're misleading people. You're telling people that they're going to be able to do this and they might not be able to do it. They'll find a reason to ban you if your ad gets a lot of complaints. If your ad gets a lot of complaints, they'll find a reason to ban you. So you have to monitor your ads and monitor. They show you in the Facebook ads reporting if you have a high complaint rate, for that ad. And if you do, take that ad down. Because that signals, that triggers them to look closely into your ads and to try to find a reason, because they don't like complaints. They don't want to see complaints. So it triggers them to find a reason to ban you. And the other thing is, it's best to kind of lead in with content. Lead in with content first, like maybe a really good article, something engaging, something that people want to share. And then from there, when they get on your landing page, you deliver that content, but then you also ask for the email address. So if you want to build your list, or you also pre-sell them into your product if you want to sell a product just from there. But the worst thing to do is just, like, if you're running, you have to think about the Facebook user. Right, the Facebook user, someone visiting Facebook, they're just like surfing Facebook, looking for their friends' post, trying to find funny memes, trying to find cat videos and whatnot. They don't want to see ads. They're not there to see ads. So you have to kind of blend your ad in with what they're looking for, which is entertaining content, which is something that engages them, something that motivates them or inspires them, some type of content that they find compelling. And that's how you kind of pull them off of Facebook, using that content rather than just, hey, go here and buy this, or, go here and get this free thing. And then you try to sell them something else. First, you want to kind of engage them with content. Then you can get them on a custom audience email list where you can be more aggressive. Like, not an email list, a custom audience Facebook list. So everybody that lands on a certain page, you could tell Facebook, for everyone who lands on this page, I want to create a custom audience to target just for those people that landed on that page. And you can run a separate, more aggressive ad to that custom audience. Before your main ad, you want to kind of lead in with something compelling, like maybe a really good video, maybe an article featuring, 7 steps to accomplish a goal that they're interested in. And you only want to target your ads to people that are interested in that particular goal. If you just try to target everybody, you're going to get a lot of people that are not interested, and you're going to get a lot of complaints, and then they're going to look closer in and find some stupid reason to ban your account. So that's what's really going on with Facebook right now. You got to kind of play the game and give them what they want. And I've had 2 accounts banned myself, so trust me. And I've spoken to them, and they've told me why. And I've had ad accounts banned just for running like evergreen cooking related offers. They said, oh, it's misleading. That's the other thing. You got to make sure your ad is not misleading, right? It can't be like, they said that my ad was misleading because I was offering a free ebook, and I showed a picture of that ebook, and they said it was misleading because people thought they were getting a physical book, stuff like that. And they would have never thought that had it not been a high complaint level for that particular ad. So what I've learned to do is lead in with content, and you'll get a lot cheaper ads with that as well, because people will share that, people will comment on it, people will like it, and your ad cost will go down because Facebook's system says, okay, if this is a really good post in the news feed and people really like it, it's getting a lot of engagement, I'm going to show it to a lot more people, and those are the ads I want to show to in the news feed rather than the ads that people are complaining about. So you'll get a lot cheaper traffic levels doing it that way.
Nice. Well, I've already also had I'm being very careful because I had an account banned also a few months ago, and yeah, you've got to play by Facebook's rules, and I think that's why the video ads are exciting for me personally. I'm really excited about that. But it's endless conversations. I think certainly your course will probably be out with a 2.0 next year, because this is so dynamic and it does change all the time. But I think for anyone, it will bring you up to date exactly what's happening with Facebook. I've learned so much. I mean, guys, it's 6 weeks of the course that I went through, and I've been through again, plus those weekly roundups, and it was very fluid. I mean, especially that was my favorite part, were the weekly roundups. But each part was great. You also had some of your top friends talking about crazy strategies that I took a lot away from, and that was great. So Ron, all the best of luck to you. Thank you for your time. Guys, Saul Maraney from Johannesburg, South Africa. I wish you all the best of luck. I would say, I mean, the price is, it's a no-brainer, because it's definitely going to be going up to about 97. I mean, you're getting one-on-one literally help by the way that it's set up if you sit down and learn it from one of the top Facebook guys in the industry. And yeah, I mean, take your destiny into your own hands. And what better way than with Facebook paid traffic? Because on a $5 budget, you can start. Once you go into the ads manager and the power editor, which Ron shows, you'll see the most amazing stuff that you've never seen before. And it's great to know. So Ron, best of luck to you, sir, and I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, thank you.